Hey guys, Mike Burrows here. In this video, we're going to talk about what a utilization ratio is on your credit report. Sounds kind of boring, but it's actually something that lowers your credit score every single month for most people, but it's actually the easiest way to increase your credit score. So when we talk about utilization ratio, this is only affecting revolving credit accounts. So here's what I mean. If we look at the limits on your credit cards, let's say you have a $10,000 credit card and you have a $1,000 balance on there, that's a 10% ratio, okay? And how a credit report looks at utilization ratio is it takes your total amount of credit cards with your total balances and it adds them up and it comes up with that percentage. And if that percentage is too high, your credit score will decrease. Now, I've seen credit scores decrease by 100 points and literally just told somebody to pay their credit cards down to say under 7% and their credit score has gone up 100 points. A lot of people use their credit cards all the time and they should, but if there's kind of a rule of thumb out there is if you're going to go over 30% in your credit score, know that your credit score, 30% of your total balances, know that your credit score will go down. So there's a way around that. I'm going to show you that. So if we log into my credit report here, I'm just going to show you here. Notice how it says my credit cards. I have a total of $171,000 available to me, and I owe $4,000 on them right now. So my total percentage is 2%. So obviously you can see my credit score is very high. Now, I do want to say that this is not taking into account installment accounts. This is only credit cards or charge accounts, revolving accounts. Here's what I mean. If you have a $100,000 mortgage and you have $80,000 you owe on it, that's 80%. This utilization ratio is not factoring in any of those installment accounts. I'll say it again. It's only for credit card accounts. So what you have to understand is every credit card each month has a payment due date. We all know that. And then the closing date, which is also known as the statement date, is usually 3 to 5 days after the payment due date. So they send a notification out, your payment is due. 5 days later, they report the last 30 days activity to the 3 credit bureaus, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. So people can actually use your cards. If you have a $10,000 card, you could actually spend $10,000 on it and max it out. And if you paid that off before the statement closing date, then it would report that it was paid off zero. The credit card company would know that you spent $10,000, but the 3 bureaus would not know you spent $10,000 because when Discover reported that balance was paid off. Now, I do see people playing Russian roulette with this, and they think they pay it on time, but they might pay it on a Friday and on their payment due date, but then Saturday, Sunday, weekend, maybe a holiday, and then they paid it before the closing date, but if you pay it at the last possible time, you're expecting Discover to actually apply the payment and show that it was applied before they report to the bureaus. So to be safe, pay your balances down. I'd go 3 to 5 days before the payment due date. That way, your balances always report low and do not lower your credit score. Now, most of the time when you look at an entrepreneur, his credit score will usually be lower because he's actually out there using his credit. And there's nothing wrong with using your credit. As long as you're making your payments on time and you have a plan to pay it off, okay, you should always be using credit cards. It's because of the points they give back and because of the protection from all the security features. I'll do a video later on why you should never use your debit card. But anyway, this is called utilization ratio. It's the quickest and fastest way to improve your credit score. Just pay your balances down. And again, as a rule of thumb, don't go over 30%, but if you want to be in that perfect sweet spot, it's 1 to 7%. If your balances can be at 1 to 7%, of your total. If you have 10 credit cards, they're all $10,000, so that you have $100,000 total, you want to be between $1,000 and $7,000 balances on those when they report each month. And also, just to clarify, every credit card has a different closing date. So if you have 5 cards, one could close on the 5th, one could close on the 10th. They don't all close at the end of the month. You'd have to call and find out what the closing date on each of those were. And also, just to show you, for example, here's my Penn Fed card. And notice that I have $733 on here, $20,000 limit. Well, I mean, it's just a simple calculation. You take 733 divided by 20,000, so I'm at 3.6% on this credit card. All right, that is not a problem at all. Also here on our Pro Credit, I just want to show one last thing. This is my credit report, and I wanted to show you the overall summary page here. If you look on the screen here, you would think that Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion would have all of the same data, but this is a good representation of what's going on here. If you look here, Experian right here says that I have this much in balances, $287,000. That's taking a totality of my mortgage and everything, and then this bureau says $254,000. This is Equifax. And then TransUnion says $288,000. And this is the problem with the system we have today, guys. There's so much inaccurate reporting, and I guarantee that there are absolutely mistakes all over your credit report, just like this. And if you look down here, now here's the revolving credit. So this is the no installment loans. This is just revolving. You'll see that I have $181,000 on this bureau, $149,000 on this bureau. I apologize, right here, 181, 169, and 179. It can't be like that, guys. All right, they're just inaccurately reporting, and they're saying I have 0% on here, 8% here, and 4% here. So this is the kind of stuff that we do at B&B Credit Builders. We help people repair their credit, get all the inaccuracies off there, and if it's something that you're looking to do or just to build credit because you know, nobody really cares about credit until they need it. Well, it's better to dig a well before you're thirsty. So this is our website, B&B Credit Builders. We have a Facebook page. If you want to reach out, if you need any help with anything, just give us a call. Thanks. Have a great day.